Oh my. What a sad, sad day. Um, it's another in-car review, and unfortunately, it's going to be another set of B-roll because it's raining. It's been raining cats and dogs for the past few days, and just so tough to get something out there. And I'm so sorry for that. But you know what? I'll still give you my honest opinion about this car and my honest thoughts on the Land Rover Discovery D350. Now, D350 and the Land Rover D350, as it suggests, it's a diesel variant. And then when it's a petrol, they always call it a P, and it's usually P510s or P5, whatever it is. That's just, Land Rover speak. Now, as I mentioned, diesel. Love diesel products from the Land Rover family. This here is a 3-liter straight 6 diesel with 257 kilowatts as well as 700 massive Newton meters of torque, and that engine is very torquey. The one thing I appreciate about this has to be the transmission. Just how silky and buttery smooth this car, that transmission is. I love it so much. You can hardly hear the gears doing anything. When you're on the open road, it's such a gem to drive. Whether you want to overtake, whatever you want to do, really, it does it with, aplomb. It's amazing. I love how this car drives. Now, in terms of exterior design, right, this car for me looks like a bigger Freelander. And I don't know how to feel about that. Design-wise, for me, I know looks are subjective. I know that. But design-wise, I prefer the previous generation. I just loved how boxy it used to look. And I think that is such a timeless design. And I know for a fact Land Rover products, they've always been known for their timeless designs. We look at even the previous generation Defender, where that design and shape till today is so appealing. And this, for me, being so rounded at the back, just looks so odd. And it's taken me so long to get used to it. And I don't know if I like that. So that's for me, in terms of exterior design. You do get AD daytime running lights as well as LED headlights. They do the auto dim and auto bright, which works absolutely great. It's just not as amazing as what happens within the other premium or luxurious 7-seaters, or I'll mention the X7, the GLE, the Q7. For me, the way that those lights just do the auto bright and auto dim, that's much cooler. But hey, this has that functionality. I always love the, even the front of this car with the black detailing, the Discovery all in black, works really well. Even now matching those alloys. These are 22-inch alloys, massive alloys. But the nice thing is that as much as they're massive alloys with, low-profile tires, the fact that you've got air suspension on the car means that you are essentially like Aladdin. You're on a magic carpet. It's amazing to drive this car. It drives so well. It's comfortable. Whatever mud, gravel, tar, and corrugated roads, everything, it just simply takes it so nice. I actually had people in this car, 7 people loaded up in the car. And the ride was, everybody came out of the car very comfortable afterwards and enjoyed the car. Now, at the rear, that last shape, that's the one that I'm fighting with so much because I'm not a fan of that. I don't want to lie to you guys. I am not a fan of that. But hey, you do get a lot of glass around so you can actually see. Whereas most 7-seaters, what happens is that rear, that extra 2 seats, right, it becomes so closed off that it looks very... You feel claustrophobic in it, whereas this doesn't. Even within the interior, the sunroof goes all the way to the back, catering for those extra 2 passengers that might sit in those seats. Now, speaking of those seats, yes, they are not as comfortable for grown adults, but kids will absolutely love it. They will absolutely love it. And all around in the car, heated seats, including those extra 2 seats that are in the back. So that is also quite cool, knowing that everybody within that space is taken care of in terms of seat heating. I would have appreciated, some charging ports as well on there. But you know what? It works. It does also have 12 volt socket in there, so I guess that can work. In terms of charging within the interior, you've got 2 charging USB ports, USB-Cs, US Type-Cs rather, up front here, as well as a wireless charger. And then behind the driver and passenger seat, you've got a place to either, slot in a TV or an iPad for your kids, or and then you can also have a USB which is integrated right into the seat. Reminds me of the new BMW products where they have those cables, those plug points rather, for charging. It's really cool. This chunky steering wheel, it is chunky, and I also mentioned it within the Defender D350, the 130. It's chunky, it's massive, it's there, but I do like the fact that you can actually feel what you're pressing on the steering wheel. It's really nice, it's concise, there's no, you don't faff around with anything. The digital driver's display is clear and concise. By the way, the steering wheel is also electrically adjustable, which is very, very nice. You then have a secret compartment right on here that you can actually just open, and you can slot in whatever you want to slot in into that area. The screen, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto graphics are absolutely clear and concise. It connects your phone instantly the moment you get into the car, or the moment you get out, it will disconnect. It's seamless. It's such a nice experience. The seats, 14-way driver adjustments. Like, you will never, like, there's no way you're not going to find your perfect driving position. You will find it on this car. You also have some nice materials all over and very soft. Every point that you place your hand is extremely, extremely soft. You also get a fridge on here, which actually works very well. Two-step cooling, and it's dope. You put your drinks in there and instantly they get cool. You also get a big place for your cup holder. The cup holders are actually quite big, that I actually do feel like they should have been a rubber to actually hold on, because I mean, look at this size bottle in terms of how thick it is, and you can easily just slot it into there, which is quite cool. You've got a place here where you can place your phone also right onto here, or I've been using it to place keys, which is cool. The seats are also massaging, both for front passenger as well as the driver, and that's absolutely great. This massive panoramic sunroof, guys, it brings in so much light, which is needed, especially in a 7-seater. You've got a lot of boot space, and that boot space, obviously, you have tons of it when the last row of seats are folded down, but it's a caveat, again, when you have the seats folded up, because then that takes up a lot of boot space, unfortunately. But this is just essentially any 7-seater that's got those worries. So if you do a lot of traveling in this car and with your family and you guys are 7, then you'd need to get either a roof box or pull a trailer, and that's it. And speaking of trailers, you can essentially tow 3,500 kilograms, and nothing hectic. And because it's such a torquey vehicle, you will not struggle going uphill or whatever it is. And there's a previous generation Discovery actually, and it looks so good. It looks so good. I love it. Just how that rear window with the wiper was coming, like, it was such a good shape, and like I said, a timeless design. Now, 3-liter inline 6 and torquey, and it moves. I love how big these pedal shifters are actually right in your way, and they're actually metal. I'm not sure if you guys can hear, but they're very, let's use the key to do this, to just make you guys hear. These are the pedal shifters. Very nice and sturdy and solid. I love these pedal shifters. They're very proper, guys. Very, very proper. And always within reach for you to do whatever you want to do, which is quite cool. Now, 3-liter inline 6 diesel, 257 kilowatts, as well as 700 Newton meters. Let's go. That's just in eco mode. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. And this road is very bumpy, but the way it's taking on this terrain, man, you can't even complain. You can't complain. The steering is really nice and pointy and direct. You turn, it turns. You turn, it turns. There's no slow feedback in terms of the steering wheel, which is such a nice touch as well, and a cool feature. Now, fuel consumption, I've been doing 8.8 liters per 100 kilometers, and I've actually appreciated that, because that works. For such a big car, it works. I was actually surprised that you can get as low as 8.8 liters per 100 kilometers. And in terms of fuel range, you get over 900 kilometers on a single tank. So you don't have to be stopping too many times when you do fill up. That is actually quite interesting. And this is why I love diesel products. And from any manufacturer, this diesel product from Land Rover, such a good product and good engine rather. What else have I missed out on? In terms of safety, you have a lot of ISOFIX points within the car. All around, you have all these safety assistance systems that can also help you in terms of anti-braking. Airbags are galore in the car. So it's a well thought out product, which I absolutely love. It's taken me a long time to acclimatize, if there's such a thing, or to get used rather, to the look of the new Discovery. I've always been a fan of the previous generation, the boxy Land Rover Discovery. For me, that design is timeless, guys. It's timeless. And it's a thing that the Land Rover group does really well. They make timeless designs. I mean, you look at the Defender, that boxy shape, how cool that was and how it lasts so many years. And even till today, I want to get one. I still want the Defender 90. You know, the previous generation Defender 90. But anyway, we are not there. We are in a Discovery now. And this look for me has taken, like I'm saying, I'm not sure if I do prefer the round look. That rear just looks off to me. And I know looks are subjective. So we will all have different feels about the design. One thing though that they'll always knock out of the park is the drive. It's simply unmatched, guys. Simply unmatched. That air suspension ride is like a magic carpet that you're sitting on. I know Aladdin would have been using a Land Rover product as his carpet. Like, I'm so sure this ride is smooth. It doesn't matter where you are, whether you're on mud, you're on ruts, you're on grass, you're on sand, you know, whatever you're doing. The ride is just always so comfortable, so wafty, so soft. And they pair it also to really nice transmissions. This 8-speed automatic transmission is so lovely. You can barely notice it's there. When you do step, you know, then it just picks up with so nice. And I'm in eco right now, but it just picks up. There's hardly lag. And the diesel, 3-liter diesel engine that's in here, 257 kilowatts and 700 newton meters of torque. So it is very torquey. It's very nice. It's a recipe that they've used and that works in almost all their products. So yeah, the range is absolutely impressive. I'm a huge fan of that. And for a car like this and a car of this size, you need that kind of range. If you're going to be doing adventure trips, all those long haul trips with your family, that's perfect. I love the sitting position. You've got, I think 14-way driver adjustment settings on here. You've got seat massage, and that is honestly so cool, man. It just gives you it's a proper luxurious family car. When you look at the competition, you've got the X7. You can also get a GLE in a 7-seater variant. I mean, this starts at 2.1 million rand, and within that bracket, you've got quite a lot of things to play around with. And and in that bracket, you've got quite a lot of cars that you can play around with and look at exactly what you want to buy. And this is definitely up there. For 2.1 million, it's definitely up there for a 7-seater variant. I mean, you can essentially stretch your budget and get the Defender 130. And it's essentially the same car, same engine that's in here as well. And I also loved that car a lot. And, you can even get in a 6-seater variant where we've got the captain chairs behind. But I think this just makes so much sense. The heating of all round seats, of all 7 seats being heated, obviously also such a nice thing to have. The caveat, though, when you do have those seats, the last row seats up, it means that you're sacrificing that boot space. And then you essentially maybe you have to look into getting a roof box or even a trailer if you are traveling for long distances. But it's a great car, and I mean, not to take away anything from this car, the drive is simply phenomenal. And that's the one word that I can put in. That's the one word that I can essentially say. The drive is simply phenomenal. Verdict, I really think that design-wise, it's a hit and a miss for me, but obviously other people will like it. I think the specification that I do have on test is really a stunner. And, interior is gorgeous. The drive, simply exquisite, simply phenomenal. So I will give it essentially an 8 out of 10, and that's only because I'm minusing the 2 points because I'm still very in between in terms of the looks. But it's a really good product. And I mean, the X7 is a good product. The GLE, the XC90, those are all great products as well. I mean, I'll even put in the Q7 there as well because it's 7-seater, but this just has so much more presence. This screams that this is a adventure car. And, it's a Land Rover product. it should last you, if the air suspension doesn't fail you, it should last you, quite a long time. So yeah, don't forget to use the link in my bio, the link in my description to get a quote from my wonderful people at Naked, and you can essentially insure any car or any product that you want in under 90 seconds. Wow. Thank you so much for watching, and let's not forget to always keep subscribing, guys, and liking and commenting. I do see a lot of your comments, and I try to reply to almost every comment. I am sitting there replying to the comments, so please, let's get engaging. Let's get the community growing. I do appreciate it. I'm still hopeful about achieving that 50,000 subscriber mark. Yes, I do know the hope is dying a bit, but I know we can still do it. So thank you so much for watching till right now. Don't forget, if you're in South Africa, always keep left and pass right. Up until next time, peace out.